What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Spider Island, and we are going to be reviewing issue 3 today. So in the previous issue, we saw towards the end that Peter Parker was still alive, and Venom didn't even know, or should I say Flash Thompson, didn't even know that Peter Parker was Spider-Man. So throughout this issue, we're going to be seeing that come up into the conversation between Peter and Flash, and of course, we're going to be getting a sacrifice of a main character in this issue as well. So guys, without further ado, I'm sure you're all eager to get into it, as am I, so let's go! So the issue begins, and I actually found it rather strange that the issue began with them already picking up Peter Parker and getting him out there as fast as they could. Like, I would have probably preferred it if they stuck around, maybe had a look how maybe Peter was still alive, because we don't really get that explored. In this issue, we kind of just, like, get a, hey, yeah, Peter Parker's still alive, now use him to your advantage. Like, they don't actually look into how he's still alive and why he was still alive. We'll probably figure that out in the future issues, hopefully. But I was a little bit disappointed that we didn't see Venom maybe, like, freak out, like, what the heck, Peter Parker is Spider-Man, but not only that, Spider-Man is still alive, and why is he in this test tubey thing? I would have loved to see that. Now, as we could just see back there, Venom said that he was going to sacrifice himself to save the rest of these heroes, but that was just a little bit of a foreshadowment for what was to come with another character later on in the issue, and I loved how they used Venom to put that across. But not only that, Venom feels like he's in debt to Spider-Man because he failed him the first time, and that somewhat led to Spider-Man's death, but since he's not really dead, Venom somewhat feels better about himself, but he still feels guilty for what had happened to Spider-Man. Now, Venom still has to reveal to the rest of the heroes that Peter Parker, Spider-Man, is still alive, and you get this awesome conversation between the two, because Peter didn't even know that Flash Thompson was Venom, and Flash Thompson didn't even know that Peter Parker was Spider-Man, especially because Peter and Flash are actually kind of best friends, or they were in the 616 universe anyway, so it's really quite funny just how these two best friends kept such a secret from each other, and very similar secrets at that. Now, something that I don't want to confuse you guys with is that these characters are not the 616 characters. Some of them might be from the 616 universe, like maybe this is the 616 Venom Flash Thompson. But of course, what you've got to remember is that this is all happening on Secret Wars Battle World, so 616 characters can be mixed in with alternate characters and stuff like that, so yeah, try not to think about it too much. Now, some of the humour actually comes from the Tony Stark side of things, with Tony having taken the Goblin formula, and it's kind of making him a little bit crazy. Like, he's changed the colours on his suit to purple and green, he's using Goblin's glider, even though he has jet boots on his Iron Man armour, and of course, he's doing that crazy laugh type of thing, and I think it's really awesome just how we're seeing Tony Stark transform into this Iron Goblin, for instance, and that's going to be interesting to maybe see if, will he turn into an Iron Goblin, will he become a villain later on in the Spider Island series? Well, that would be awesome to see, and I'm hoping that it does happen. Maybe you guys all want to see that too. Let me know in the comments below, and whilst you're doing that, I'm going to explain what's going on right now. So basically, Mary Jane and everyone else has been turned into Spider People. They're following the Spider Queen, and Spider-Man and the rest of them have come to an arrangement to go after them. Even though that's what the Spider Queen wants them to do, they're going to do it anyway because they need to save the ones they've loved, and of course, they do that. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty sure these superheroes should have probably expected this. Vision just in time discovers that implanted in these guys are bombs, and not only are they bombs, but they are also tracking devices. Now, the bad thing is that that is obviously going to give away their position, that is obviously going to give away where their secret hideout is. When they realize that, the roof of their hideout gets ripped straight from over them, and the Spider Queen has her army coming at them from all sides. Now, the only person that can get them out of there is the Hulk, but Tony Stark chooses to sacrifice himself in order to get these guys out of there, and of course, he's already dying, he's already losing his mind to the Goblin formula, so the last thing he wants to do is die from the Goblin formula, and he'd rather die being a hero, saving his friends, saving the ones he loves, and you get this awesome shot of him flying on his glider in his purple and green iron suit, laughing his face off in brilliant Goblin fashion. And that concludes the issue with Flash Thompson promising to take Spider Island back, and it's awesome. That was the end of the issue, but we do have that second part of the comic where we get that little Spider-Woman Mayday Parker story going on, and if you remember in the previous issue where we saw Mayday Parker, she was actually being influenced by one of the enemies to think that this guy from the Avengers was actually Deimos who killed her father, Peter Parker, and she just goes all out crazy attacking him. Now, this guy that's attacking him actually refers to himself as J2, so I'm assuming that he means Juggernaut 2.0 or something along those lines. Maybe you guys can help me out with that. But Mayday is still struggling to fight the mind trick that Infrella has put upon her. Now, whilst all that is going on, we go over to Uncle Ben, Norman Osborn, and Ben Urich, who in this universe seems to have actually helped out Spider-Woman after her father died, and they're discussing how maybe she needs to talk about her burdens, talk about what she's going through. And just as they're discussing that, we go back over to Spider-Woman, and we actually discover that this person that she's beating up is the only person who can see Umbrella. None of the Avengers can see her, not even Spider-Woman can see her, and Spider-Woman's spider sense starts going crazy as if she is the threat, and then all of a sudden she just passes out straight away. And we turn to discover that Hope Pym is the one behind this. And of course, she's got Umbrella working for her. And we discover that it's his metal helmet that is stopping Umbrella from controlling his perceptions. So he removes it. And I don't know whether this is coincidence, but he looks like Peter Parker now. And I don't know whether that's just because she's changed the perception to make him look like Peter Parker or what. But yeah, he looks like a 16-year-old Peter Parker now. So maybe you guys can help me out with that. I'm kind of got a little bit confused towards the end there. As of the entire issue, guys, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. The Spider Island story really developed on Peter and Flash's relationship together. You know, discovering that they're both superheroes fighting alongside each other for years and not even knowing it. Also, the humor from Tony Stark and just the sacrifice that he made it so much better, especially because he was using a glider even though he already had jet boots on his Iron Man armor, so I thought that was funny. Maybe you guys did as well. Let me know in the comments below. And as we jumped into the Spider-Woman part of the comic, it was only a short piece, so it wasn't really that major, but it did actually show what was going on. And we can only find out next time what is going to happen to the Avengers and the rest of them, especially Spider-Woman. So guys, what did you think of this issue? Let me know in the comment section below. 8 out of 10 as I've already said. Go to the links in the descriptions, follow me on Twitter and Facebook to hear about all the latest comic book news updates. And of course, follow me on Twitter to hear updates about my videos, when they're going to be uploaded, etc. If you want to know what I'm doing in my free time and I'm not uploading these videos, then follow me on Instagram. I've just been to Creamfield's Music Festival event, which was actually the previous video I uploaded. So if you want to go check that out, it's pretty much all of the music that I have in the background of my videos was there being played by all the DJs that created that music. So go check that out. I'll leave the link in the description and of course on an annotation at the end of this video. Guys, for more, hit like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you all in my next video.